So welcome back to On the Road Truck Simulator, gameplay number 69 now, which is great. We're really getting into our gameplay videos now. We're not very far from gameplay 70 now, which is going to be insane. So how can we get this far into this truck game? So many gameplay videos that I've done since us starting this game, but we're really getting into it now. Let's wait until we get to 100, that'll be a milestone for it. So yeah, so welcome to gameplay 69, of course, and so hope you guys are doing well. Join us on our ladder, sort of dark morning or dark evening, and currently in Kiel. Funny enough, actually, you'll be wondering why I've not got the car transporter now, but yeah, we've actually changed our truck once again. We're back in the old container tandem chassis. You probably know, and you've probably seen this truck plenty of times. You know, the last time you've probably seen it was had all the issues with it. You know, so you'll be thinking, have we still got the issues? We'll find out. We'll find out in very shortly. But something actually, let me just double check again. I always start this game up and everything gets reset all the time, doesn't it? I'm sure someone said this in another video. All these settings on the controller, your steering dampening, it always gets defaulted to this. I don't even know why this actually happens. It just always seems to happen all the time. Funny enough, I just saw a comment of this saying auto steer as well. It might handle the truck better. I'm going to try that actually. I'm hoping it'll work, but we'll see. I've never tried it before, but might as well, because everything just resets itself back to those settings when you start the game up. So you have to sort of adjust them every time, don't they? I always keep saying that, so I never see it until now, but apparently that happens. It's always happened that, so it happened in the previous patch as well. Just when you beat the game up, all the controller settings was just set up default to that. So yeah, let's get into it now then. So let's get a delivery done. Of course we're in our Scania, of course, tandem. We've got the top line model as well. So yeah, there's our truck now. We've got the bill bars, we've got the air horns, we've got everything on it. And fans them power another employee, and Danik is doing his in the box truck. And we've got this guy on the Jeep Carrier. He's on that one, the semi-tractor, but he's got the Jeep Carrier, of course. And then on this one, of course. So we're leveled up a bit now. So I managed to get an extra truck, because you probably be wondering why I'm not in the Jeep Carrier or the car transporter. So yeah, we're in Kiel, as you probably know. There's the employee, there's Ian, that's the employee driver. He's in Rostock, he's doing his run. Two of them are doing their runs at the moment, so I'll tell you what they're doing. Cat toys, he's doing the cars, of course. So let's get ourselves set up. Let's set a journey for us then. Here's the Vigo. So Taro will be a decent journey. That might be an alright journey. Let's take this one. And let's take another one to Hanover as well. Let's take two. This one up here, isn't it? They're both going to Hanover. They're both the same place, isn't it? Yeah, they're both going to the same place, so we're ready, set. So it's we'll do what we're doing. Let's get ourselves loaded up. Let's just see if this is going to work or not, eh? There we go. Get this tightened up. Get the other one. Yeah, we've got two brutal containers. This is quite fun. It's got a uniform sort of container. So you'll be wondering at this time if the trucks got the issues of the overloaded. You know, this is what you'll be saying. You know, can I get the truck moving? But yeah, we don't have that issue at all. Thankfully, they fixed it. I think the only issue now is this truck struggles to accelerate. I think it does now. So I've got the auto steering off this thing, so maybe it feels a bit strange steering the truck now. It's not auto steering itself any longer, so I just have to rely on the actual thing to do it now, myself to do it. To turn it to move the stick back. So it's a bit difficult to steer without this being on there. I've never done it before. It's a bit speed up, isn't it? That's where I probably would actually just turn it back on now, to be honest. So it's a bit sketchy now with the speed. Yeah, I'm gonna lose it very soon. Yeah, we can see how sketchy it is. Whoa. Yeah, let me in, do that. That's the bit. The steam dampening might be one of the issues that's fingering up a little bit. Maybe I need to steam damp. Let's try the steam dampening up slightly. That might help a little bit. Maybe not. A bit better, but I'm just gonna turn the auto steering stuff on. It's a bit skew for that being off, so let's just take them on. Yes, so you guys are doing well. Hope you're still enjoying this patch still. This guy waiting. Oh, don't do that. Don't brake check me. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're still enjoying this patch. I think this patch seems to have fixed the issues of the overroaded, no doubt. It seems to be. Because we're not struggling. We've got 2 containers on the back of this truck now, so at least it's not like before you could only drive with 1 container, you know. It seems like it's struggling. I've noticed I have played this with this container off stream, and I haven't had any issues of having one overroaded. I haven't had any issues with this truck being roaded up. I've done a couple of runs of this truck, and it's just been okay, isn't it? It's not been too bad. Oh, there's going to be an accident here. Oh, yeah, here we go. There's a bit of an issue here, the eye. Something's going to happen here. I've seen it happening. Yeah, I have a bit of issues. Oh, I just quit them. I didn't get any damage actually, funny enough, that's soon. Yeah, you can see this truck's actually struggling a lot more than the other truck was, the Jeep Carrier. It seems like there's a lot more weight in this. We're really struggling to get the speed out of this. I've noticed that when I did this off stream, it was really struggling up hills. I mean, it's not as bad as it was before, I don't think. But I really need to test up on a steep hill and see if it will actually come to a standstill. And we still have like the steering issues, I think I noticed as well. It seems to be a bit, you know, the rear steer axle seems to be causing some issues with the container. Again, on the autobahn now. Just literally straight at the city, straight on the autobahn. All of a sudden, quick your way. Get some horns. You can see the steering. You can see how bad it is. Look at the steering. How screw off that steering is. That's just a bit unrealistic, isn't it? Let's throw that camera again. Get the steering there. You can see how bad it is actually now. yeah, that's a bit. The steering, the physics of this track needs to be looked to reckon. It's still quite bad. I mean, the trailer at least isn't going over the place any longer, you know, like. But the trailer behind used to just shiver over the place. It doesn't do that now as much. It's more fixed to the ground now than it was before, because you can actually see the trailer actually going over the place. It seems like it's a bit more fixed to the ground, but it feels like this truck's actually got the issue now, the tag axle. It's like I'm like a fish a little bit with the steering. You can see it, you can shiver a little bit, can't you, like a crocodile. That's what it looks like, and shimmying about. I could just do this all day, couldn't I? Yeah, that's the ski graph, isn't it? Eh? Yeah, it's like a fish a little bit now. that's how I see it now. So yeah, so we'll yeah, let's get on with the journey. Eh? Let's not really make any. Let's try and have a clear run with our truck rather than damage. It's really hard to steer the thing now, isn't it? It's like the truck is. It's like the front axles isn't. It's like the front wheels aren't steering. I mean, it feels like the rear steer axles that's doing all the work more than the front wheels are. All the way, it's like the truck's then, you know, off the ground a little bit at the front. So yeah, as I say, I think we have. I've noticed some more, maybe a wee bit of issues. As you can probably see, the AI. I have encountered that issue with the traffic light with the AI. Just as happened before, I'm sure as well. It seems like there's still got a bit of a hiccup still with some of the AI. I saw a couple of them clipping through as well, you know, in barriers like before. There was a couple of that happening, but I mean, the AI probably does slightly need a bit of work done, but I mean, it's not that bad, to be honest. Just be a random, you know, random occurrence or something, you know. Just seeing like a wee accident happening or something. It's a bit of a mercy, I guess, if you see cars, you know, just having accidents, you know, hitting rear ends and that, then it's like accidents, you know. See, we're really struggling to get this truck up to full speed, aren't we? There's too much weight on it. I think this truck will struggle up hills. I mean, I've not really tried it on the hills as much, but it feels like they haven't fixed the weight physics on this truck. Everything, it seems like it's the same before. And my employee's finished. I should get him back on his run. He's just done his run. Jamek, he's just finished up, as you've probably seen. That's just where he is. They really need to suss something out of this, you know. If you select the employees, they should come up with their names, their pinpoint, and just select to pinpoint my driver. So they should have Jamek, you know. If I click them, they should come up with them the employees' locations. But it doesn't even happen. It's still pinpointing to myself, you know. So it's a bit strange why you click them. This should spawn you to that point on the map, you know, rather than just pointing to my truck, you know. It seems like it doesn't. It seems like you have to keep doing this all the time. You have to keep zooming out and finding them on the map, you know. That's something that I should really notice, you know. It should bring you up to this bit when you select the driver. So he's down in Nuremberg at the moment. Nuremberg. So I'll get some random stuff done for him, so we can just keep it going, you know, keep the flow going. Anything else? Get his done as well. So he's on his run. So if I quick jam that again, it just literally puts me back to myself, you know. And if I quick him, it just sticks with myself. So if I just put myself, I shows you the route, I guess. So I see what's going on here. So when you quit the employee drivers, it'll just show you the route where they're going. It doesn't really bring you to them, you know. Because then it should bring it. It should actually, they should fix this a little bit. I know what I'm saying, that when you quit the employee drivers, it shouldn't take me to my driver. As I say, it should bring you to jam that pinpoint location. And if I click Ian, it's just still sitting to myself, you know. Just to let you know, and something like that, you know. But that's something that they need to keep. Something that they could just easily fix. All they just need to do is just pinpoint the drivers, rather than just, you know, zooming out and then going over to the driver's location. Because that seems like it's just a bit, you know. I mean, it would be an easy thing to do, because then it would do that. I think they would do that. I think it would just make sense and just fix that in the patch, you know, just do a wee hot fix and then just fix the drivers, put the location of them when you click them, rather than sitting to my driver when you click them. I think you know what I mean, don't you? Just that's something that they should just take on board with. I mean, this is going to be quite a short journey, right enough, to be honest. I did the last video, literally, I had to finish the journey so quick because it was going on a bit, wasn't it? The recording, I didn't realise how long it was going, and you know, I had to sort of rush it because it was just so little time to actually get it all in. But I managed it, literally managed it. That was really good. This truck is struggling, isn't it? You can see it's losing speed. Whoa. Yeah, I think the physics of this truck's still broken. Still, it seems like they're still got the issues. It seems like it still has issues. I mean, it doesn't look as bad because you know, before that trailer used to go over the place behind. It seems like it's stuck on the ground a bit more. But now this truck has issues now. I think it's just the steering. It feels like it's too responsive, isn't it? Eh? I might need to put the steam dampening up on this actually and see how it fares, you know. Maybe just do that. Let's try the steam dampening. I'm going back to the options again, because I've got that literally down at 0. I might put it halfway, so it might help a little bit. It obviously doesn't respond as quick here. It might help a little bit. I'll try it. I never really bothered putting the settings up, but might as well, because then actually that's better now, isn't it? Because then the truck, I mean, before it was just instant returning, you know, that's fixed it a little bit, isn't it? It's made it a bit better. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? I'm still drifting it the other way still, that's the only problem. Even the speed as well, it still feels like you're struggling to keep the truck in a straight line. Like that, you know. It's still going over the place. Yeah. Freeway now. Yeah, so a few weeks in now this patch, and I don't know what I can still say. It's definitely improved. I mean, I've not had any issues. No issue with the patch. I mean, the fix, obviously you can see they fixed the bug of the, it looks like they fixed the overloaded bug of the trucks now by the looks of it. Cause I couldn't carry 2 containers free patch, it was always an issue. But now we can do this again. We can have 2 containers in the back of this truck, this trailer. This is great, because that's what we need. We need 2 containers. I'm going to drift out this way again. So I noticed something else when you turn the corner of the truck, the actual power disc goes down as well. Sometimes you see that. I don't know why it's doing that. Like that, it's going off and then it comes back on with the cruise control. It's just a bit strange, eh? At least that's made it a bit better now with the dampening up a little bit, eh? But I hope you guys are still enjoying the parts, as I keep saying. Have you encountered any issues? Has there been any problems at your end so far? I've definitely had it's definitely a better experience of the parts. I mean, it's pretty much fixed most of the things, I guess, that we had before. I've got a struggle. That's us coming into Hanover soon. I mean, this isn't Hanover, I beg your pardon. This is Hamburg, isn't it? Aye. But we're just bypassing it. Yeah, we're struggling now. Yeah, wee bit. I'm going up a hill, but I reckon this truck will actually still on the hills. If I take this on a steep hill, it's going to still. I think this truck still has issues with hill climbs, I reckon. Because this needs to have the issues that you couldn't get in some of the trucks up the hills. But I think the thing is, this container trucks are pretty heavy, so maybe they keep maybe they kept the physics of this truck. You see him actually struggling to get speed as well. You can see it's struggling a lot more. Like we're not up to up to 80 or into before the Jeep carrier, or getting up quite easy with that. I feel like there's a lot more weight in this truck. You can't even get up to 80, it's still taking us ages to get to 80. We're nearly at 80 again. Probably need to get some fuel sometime and sleep sometime soon as well. So I think in the next fuel station or next rest area we'll pull in, we'll take a wee nap. The day will go through a bit quicker as well. Not really done much night driving as well since the last few videos here. It's always been in the day, so it's nice to see the night on stream. Maybe something I've noticed as well, maybe the headlights in the cars are better, but I couldn't say that. That's hard to say. I never really paid attention to the car's headlights, but maybe they didn't have brake lights before, but I could be wrong. This seems like it was a bit more realistic at night now. They're still changing lanes, as you probably see. This is still pretty good. We need to try. That was a good feature that they did put in the lane, the voiding lanes. Oh, I'm failing in here as well. I'm going to take the sprinter van out. Oh no! There we go. That's the first damage. 4%. I mean, it's a bit funny why the lanes just emerge out of nowhere. That's something I really find a bit funny about these roads. Once I try and get firm bus one day as well, we'll bring that to the channel as well, because it's almost similar to this, I reckon. I'll maybe start in Germany, because I'm quite used to driving in this game, so I'll be quite used to driving in Germany in firm bus, no doubt. I mean, I'm probably quite used to driving on some racing games on this side, driving on the left. It's having the steering wheel on the left side. It just seems a bit more. I'm more used to it now, because most of the games I've played, most of the games are European sim racing games, all have the wheels on the left hand side. So truck driving and all that. Not very many games on the right hand side. So I'm quite used to driving vehicles on this side of the road, on this side in the game, or this having steering wheel on the left side as well. Just seems I'm pretty used to it now. So it might be a bit obviously I'm from the UK, so obviously as you probably think, it might be a bit more awkward for me to drive on the other side of the road, getting a feel of it. I mean, I believe your truck simulator has a UK map, and obviously right hand drive trucks in there as well. But I'll probably still go for a left hand drive truck, because I've just done more used to driving this side of the road somewhat in games. And then film bus as well is the same as well, so left hand drive, or driving on the driving on the right hand side of the road, but having the steering wheel on the left hand side. That's one side. That's what I mean. They're struggling at this hill again. So you see how much we're struggling now compared to before. So the journey's going to be a bit longer. Get some naps soon. Oh, it's the car stopped. I'm still having a bit of that going on, isn't it? The engine sounds a bit bugged still, aren't they? I can't even hear the bass of the truck any longer. It's the sound. It's coming in now. Yeah, well, I'll definitely look forward to getting Film Bus and some other games. I mean, I'll still play this on the channel, of course. I think we might hopefully get another patch for this game as well. So now, as well. It'd be good if they actually release a patch every month for this game, rather than months or half the year, you know, right before. To get themselves focused, you know. Let's pull into this fuel station coming up. We'll take a wee nap. Might as well do it now, eh? Even if I've got a wee bit on the clock still on the tachograph, you know, but I'll just take a nap. Pull in, take a nap. Might get some fuel maybe. Yeah, we'll get some fuel. Let's do that. Load out some fuel, let's get everything. Let's do it, truck driver. Let's do what we do, truck driver. Fuel up, rest up. Fill up, rest up. That's what we need to do. Top ourselves up, as we say. I mean, we've still got enough fuel in the tank, but I don't know why. I'm just curious to fill myself up. Right, we'll get ourselves off. Mission off. We've got a big fuel capacity in this thing, haven't we? 1200. I reckon we can probably drive to the UK to Holland with this fuel. If you had to, I reckon it would have enough capacity to drive from somewhere in the UK to Holland. Or the north of Scotland to Holland, maybe. I don't know actually. Obviously this isn't a one-to-one scale, so I couldn't see how much you get on a truck. 1200 litre fuel tank. There's Film Bus up there, so that's what we'll be playing soon. Promoting it there as well, so it'd be good very soon to get that. Bring that on the channel. I keep forgetting what day. I believe it's the 28th of February that it was supposed to come out, but hopefully that's the case. It is coming out on the 28th, because then it'd be good. It would be good to play that as well. Let's tackle in Let's do a couple of checks of the truck as well, just to make sure everything's all good. Everything's good. It's raining as well. I've got everything today. Rain, night, day. Night, day, rain. Yeah, I think we're all good. Everything's secure. Headlights are working, aren't they? Yeah, they're working. Everything's all sound. The loader still's in. We'll turn the headlights off because we're in the day night. We're actually in the afternoon still a lot as well. It's at 3 o'clock. Wipers on, and we'll start the vehicle up. So let's just make ourselves on the autobahn. We're walking out the TM headbanger Riverway. Wiper. That's fine. It's going to take an age to get up to 18 this day. After this truck. Oh, whoa! So that's steering. My bad. So that almost did that truck out there. That was close. Instant braked. So we've got a wee bit of a drive to get to Hanover, but not too far. I'm guessing the steam dampening is a bit more of a delay to get the truck back on the rail again. Yeah, we're making way now. We're good, Murray. So yeah, let's hope for this game has more potential this year as well. I wonder what potential this game will have. Hopefully. Oh no! What the hell's what's going on? What the heck is going on with that truck? It's pulled in. It decided to change lane there, didn't it? All of a sudden, that was just strange. Instant braked again. It's a bit strange there. So what's going on there? Done it again, didn't it? Yeah. So. Yeah, hopefully this year we'll have a better year on the road. Just updates every month rather than 6 months, 8 months. Be some fun. Maybe they're bringing out a new Scania truck as well. New gen, next gen, or new gen, or current gen model, I should say, because it's current now, isn't it? This is the last gen model, because they don't make this model any longer. The 6 Series. It's a nice truck. They discontinued it a couple of years ago, didn't they? Because then they just ramped up the production of the next gen version, current gen version. Well, it's the same with the PS5, they had to make PS4s for a couple of years after the PS5s. So they obviously made this Scania truck for a couple of years since the ones of the next gen version, or the new gen, I should say, as it's called. It's the new gen or next gen, I can't even remember. New gen, next gen, because it's called NG anyway. Scania NG if you want to say it for short. That sort of stealthy one, it's pretty cool. You see a lot of them on the road now, don't you? Lots of these next gen stealth ones, stealth looking Scanias. They look really nice. But Scania V8 will be a good potential engine to come as well. I don't know if they'll bring Scania V8 on this game, but you know, it's the same for Construction Simulator as well. You have to, I reckon there's another agreement you have to go through with the V8 range. But that would be amazing if they did bring a V8 on this game. And if they they'll have the best engine sounds at least, you know. Well, hopefully they make good recordings, you know. Because most want to have decent engine sounds with the V8s, better than the inline sixes. I mean, inline sixes aren't too bad, but I mean, it's not as good as the V8s. Obviously, the V8s is their signature to Scania, and I think it'll be a bit of a shame now seeing about the Scania V8. And I don't think we're going to have much longer with it because the electric trucks coming in, or the emissions, you know, changes, or everyone sort of adapting to electric vehicles and so on. There'll be a time that trucks will be electric, and there'll be a time that Scania will have to ditch their signature V8, you know, for electric motor, which will be a shame because, you know, V8's is their signature just at the end of the day for Scania, and I know they're like the best trucks, you know, for show trucks, you know, and there'll be probably a lot of talk about the last Scania V8 going off the Datsun line, you know, maybe the next couple of years actually. It won't be too long until Scania discontinue the V8. I mean, I was watching a video as well actually not too long ago. There was I won't really say the name of the YouTuber, but I mean, it's something called Scania V8 is near the end or something, or is it the end or something? It's on there. It's like an Irish truck driver from Ireland that was talking about it. I was watching it as well. Just the cost of it as well. Oh no. There we go. I'm not clean shaved, unfortunately, by the looks of things, because this is so difficult to steer. Struggle at this hill. Look at all of the traffic and this is backing up behind this hill climb. I've got a bit of a hill climb now. We're struggling. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's just saying now the cost of the truck, the cost of a Scania V8 as well is expensive as well. You know, it costs a lot. It'll cost more for a V8 than an inline six one. So I reckon there won't be very many of them ordering V8s, but I could be wrong. I mean, there are nice trucks in the V8s, but I mean, eventually I reckon they will be discontinued. It'd be a shame because, I mean, there might be a big celebration for the Scania last V8 coming up, and that's the line, you know, for Scania. Because I think there'll be a time they'll have to stop the V8s, so Scania, and just focus on one engine, you know. They have to focus on electric, don't they? That's one of the main trucks now, and I think Scania have actually launched some electric trucks now. So it'll just be the case now that we'll just have electric vehicles on the road now. We'll have more Scania electrics. Probably a lot more Scania electric trucks eventually in the next 10 years. Most of them will be electric. Cause it'll be less than 10 years since I think it'll be less than 10 years until they're meant to switch to electric vehicles and sure. Just generally, there's a thing, isn't there? There's a target that I think it's 2030 or 2035 or something, that they'll have to be manufacturing electric vehicles. just any, so Scania could stop the V8 engine, they could stop it tomorrow, they could stop it in a couple of years, I don't know. I'm always curious to find out when Scania will discontinue V8. I mean, it'd be a real shame, because I mean that was how Scania got V8. That's how most. I think most of you do like Scania trucks the most, and I think most one reason is the V8. You know, just general Scania trucks are the nicest trucks as well, in my opinion as well. You can see that's why I go for it, you know, in most of the games. Construction Simulator obviously as well, you see me driving all the Scanias and that, don't you? And this Chris. I've only taken the MEM in a couple of videos, and since I started on the road it's always been Scania half the time. King of the road, eh? But I don't know, I'll just try the MEM sometime, I don't know. I mean, I don't really like MEMs as much as Scanias, I don't know why. I mean, they are trucks at the end of the day, but I mean, I don't think MEM really, I mean, they used to have a V8 engine as well, MEM, they used to have a big powerful V8 in one of the older trucks, older TDXs. I mean, it's not an old, actual old truck, I mean, they stopped that. I mean, Mercedes used to do V8s in their Actrosses as well, their earlier Actrosses had V8s. But then they stopped that as well. But with the latest Actros, they just stopped that altogether, you know. I think it was like there must have been sort of the third generation Actros or something. It was the last of the V8 one. But I could be wrong, maybe it was the second generation Actros that had a V8. Actually, don't really know actually. Here we are. It's not going to be very, it won't be the cleanest, but you know, cleanest of drop offs, but has some hiccups, you know. 12%, but we're leveled up a bit now, level 4, we're going to be level 5 very soon, so it's going to be great. We've done a lot, you know, off stream, you know, I've leveled up slightly a lot more, as you probably know. For the container truck now, I've been driving that most of the time now. Level 5 is our next slot for the next truck. And then we've got another slot for the trailer, but we don't have a truck for that, so unless we use the rigid bots, and that's they had the tandem or gigaliner for it or something, but he's in Gymix in this one, so I can't. The only reason I'm able to do that is when I correct the truck and put myself in the truck. It's a bit of a hassle, but that's the only reason you can drive the trucks is when you pick up the truck or find the location where the truck was, you know. So yeah, we made it in time. Got my headlights on as well, but it doesn't matter, it's nice to keep them on. Oh yeah, I've enjoyed a bit more on the road. At least we got there, at least we don't need to rush the video like last time. Nice and rainy. It's rained a lot more, I guess. But I've not had much rain. I've only had a couple of rain off stream. Can we back on the tower crane? No, we can't. We did that before, didn't we? Yeah, we've talked about lots of things in this video. We've Scania V8, steering, I mean, there's lots of things we've talked about in this one. Yeah. I don't think Scania will have very long with a V8 engine. And I know that also you know what MEM discontinued their V8 engine. I mean, it was a while ago, I can't remember what year they had that truck introduced. It was a 680 horsepower TDX, wasn't it? It was the most powerful MEM truck I think at the time. They actually used to do V10 engines as well, MEM, for their older F10, F-series MEMs as well, didn't they? And then they had the Actrosses as well, as I say, there's still a V8 as well. But then they don't do their V8s any longer, they're always the straight 6s. MMs sticking with straight 6s, Volvo boys stick with straight 6s. Iveco, they used to do a V8 as well, didn't they? The Turbo Star used to have a V8. That was the old, well, it's 1980s, but then they put it in the Eurostar as well. This is the later Iveco. And then that was like the last, that was like the mid early noughties or something, they sort of discontinued the V8 on that as well. So Iveco they did V8s as well. Most of them did, but the Scania is more the main one that's still making V8 engines for trucks. Or you can say Deutsche Fahrer makes some V8 engines as well. But they only make them for they only make them for rail primes. They don't make them for trucks, I don't think. I mean, they have a 16 litre V8 as well, like a Scania V8, 16 litre, so they could shoehorn it in off truck if they had to. But I don't think they would. Anyway, we won't ruffle on too much longer. Let's get out of the lane. Let's finish in the truck. Let's get out of it. Get ourselves cozy in the truck. Finish it off. Oh, life is on. Get them off. So I hope you have enjoyed a bit more on the road. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. I'll have the playlists scattered on the screen for you guys to check out, and of course I will have, and you know, podcast channel will be there as well. So if you can check that out, please do. And yeah, we'll be back with more OTR very soon for you guys. So thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video. Bye for now.